Dr. Maria Santos is a marine biologist with 15 years of experience studying coral ecosystems. Today, she arrives at the Reef Guardian Research Station before dawn, located on a pristine Caribbean island. The station sits directly on a beautiful beach with immediate access to a vibrant coral reef. As the sun rises, she meets her team for the morning briefing. They will focus on three main objectives: monitoring coral bleaching, collecting water samples from different reef depths, and documenting fish behavior in a specific section. James, a graduate student from Canada, is excited but nervous about his first field research experience. Yuki, a local guide with extensive knowledge of reef navigation, will lead them safely through the water. At 7:30 in the morning, the team boards their small research vessel and begins the journey to the reef site. The water is calm and blue, perfect for their work today. As they travel, Yuki points out various marine creatures swimming nearby, dolphins leaping gracefully through the waves and seabirds diving for fish. Dr. Santos takes preliminary measurements of water temperature and visibility, recording the data carefully. James watches everything with wide eyes, fascinated by the abundance of life surrounding them. The 30-minute boat ride feels both peaceful and purposeful. By 8:30, they arrive at their research location. The team prepares their diving equipment and underwater cameras, checking everything twice for safety. The diving begins in earnest. Dr. Santos and her experienced team members descend into the clear water, cameras ready. They observe both healthy coral sections with vibrant colors and areas showing signs of bleaching, where the coral appears pale and stressed. James documents the species' diversity, photographing fish of every color imaginable. Dr. Santos carefully measures pH levels and temperature at different depths, comparing the readings to her previous data. The team collects water samples in special containers for later laboratory analysis. They work methodically for hours, examining the reef's condition section by section. Some areas show promise and recovery, while others reveal concerning signs of environmental stress from rising ocean temperatures. By noon, the team surfaces and returns to the boat for lunch. Everyone is tired but satisfied with their morning's work. As they eat, they discuss their preliminary findings enthusiastically. The conversation turns serious when they consider the relationship between ocean and coral health. Dr. Santos explains that even small increases in water temperature can cause corals to expel their symbiotic algae, leading to bleaching and potential death. The team debates various conservation strategies and discusses the importance of protecting marine habitats. James asks thoughtful questions about climate change and its effects on reef ecosystems. Yuki shares stories of how the reef has changed during his lifetime. Back at the research station by 1:30, the team immediately begins analyzing their water samples in the modern laboratory. Dr. Santos and James place samples into sophisticated scientific equipment that measures chemical composition, pH levels, and various other parameters. The results appear on computer screens, showing detailed information about the water chemistry. Dr. Santos points to specific measurements, explaining to James what each number means for coral survival. They identify concerning changes in water chemistry that correlate directly with the coral stress they observed underwater. The data tells a story of environmental pressure and ecological imbalance. However, some readings from the healthier coral sections show more stable conditions, suggesting that protection and conservation efforts do make a difference. As the afternoon light begins to fade, The team gathers to prepare their weekly report for Dr. Chen, the station director. They compile photographs, water chemistry data, and observations into a comprehensive summary. Dr. Santos reviews everything carefully, considering the implications of their findings. She expresses cautious optimism about the recovery areas they discovered, noting that some parts of the reef are showing resilience. However, she also emphasizes the urgent need for stronger climate action and marine protection policies. She explains that individual research efforts mean little without broader environmental changes. James listens intently, realizing the weight of responsibility scientists carry. The team completes their report, knowing that their work contributes to important conservation decisions that will affect the reef's future. As evening approaches, the team reflects on their successful day of research. They have gathered valuable data that will inform conservation efforts and help policymakers understand the urgency of protecting marine ecosystems. Dr. Santos feels the familiar mixture of satisfaction and concern that comes with her work. The satisfaction comes from meaningful research and dedicated teamwork. The concern comes from understanding exactly how threatened these ecosystems are. She knows that coral reefs provide homes for thousands of species and support fishing communities worldwide. James thanks the team for including him and expresses his commitment to marine conservation. Yuki shares his hope that future generations will see the reef as healthy as it was in his childhood. Together, they walk along the beach as the sun sets, watching the ocean that holds both their passion and their concern. The day at the Reef Guardian Research Station ends with quiet reflection and renewed determination. Dr. Santos sits at her desk reviewing all the data collected, thinking about the broader implications of their work. She considers the conversations she will have with government officials and how best to communicate the urgency of marine protection. She thinks about James and hopes he will continue his career in marine biology, bringing fresh perspectives to conservation challenges. The research station's lights flicker off one by one as the team departs. The reef continues its ancient rhythms beneath the dark water, unaware of human concerns, but dependent on human choices. Tomorrow they will return with their cameras and instruments, continuing the important work of understanding and protecting this precious ecosystem. Question 1. Why did Dr. Santos and her team visit the coral reef on this particular day? A. To collect souvenirs from the ocean floor. B. To monitor coral bleaching, collect water samples, and document fish behavior. C. To teach tourists about marine life. D. To catch fish for the station's supply. Question 2. James is a student from Canada who is conducting his first field research at the Marine Station. Please fill in the blank with the appropriate word. Question 3. What did Dr. Santos observe in the laboratory analysis that concerned her about the reef's health? Please provide a short answer based on what you heard. Question 4. What was Dr. Santos's overall perspective at the end of the day? A. The reef is completely destroyed and cannot be saved. B. Climate change has no effect on coral reefs. C. There are some recovery areas, but urgent action is needed for marine protection. D. The research findings are not important for conservation.